Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio right here in Manawha, New Jersey. It is Sturch, it is Gooch. We're chopping it up from the Cabinet Creation Sports Desk, and of course, behind the glass, Wrestling Rob. You can check out Wrestling Rob in his brand new Chop Sports Fight Factory podcast, dropped this morning. Very good stuff. I was able to run in as soon as I heard my name. That was like my calling. I was like, as soon as I heard my name, I was like, maybe they're talking about me. Maybe I should get in there and talk. I was busy yesterday, but great podcast available now. Also, Nick recorded his first trailer for his podcast. That'll be available very soon. The NHL draft happens tonight, in case anybody gives an ounce of a shit. That's going down tonight. The Devils have the number 2 overall pick, so that's a good thing on the local front. The Rangers don't have a high draft pick because they were actually good at hockey last year. So that's how that works. Anyway, we hope you guys are doing well. If you want to support Chop Sports, you can do so by heading on over to patreon.com/Chop Sports. That's how to do it. $3, $5, $10 increments and all that good stuff. Of course, we're going to be going over to Kyle's, not today, eventually, to record some of the preview of stuff for the Cap House, and that's going to be available on our $10 Dynasty members. Little behind the scenes action over there. $3 and the $5 one is the one to kind of just like go get them, guys. It does get you discounts off the shop. And of course, yesterday we had a great sit down with Steve Aspara of steveaspara.com. He's the one who launched chopsportsmedia.com. We're doing a little bit of a revamp. We know what we're trying to do over here as a business. And I'm out of breath. So, Gooch, hello. Good morning. How you feeling, buddy?
I'm doing well. I really kind of feel like I need the sunglasses back. Things are a little groggy for me. I just feel out of it without the new shades, bro.
Is that? I mean,
no. I got trolled heavy yesterday all day, and then this morning again by my girlfriend. She said, "Dude, what was with the sunglasses?" I said, "I had a headache, and was that
cool. A thing?" I was like dying. I was actually going to die on the show. I couldn't see straight.
Yeah, I don't know
you're the one with the headache. Like with the headache with the sunglasses. I said I might need to borrow that.
Are you trying to downplay my headache?
I'm definitely downplaying your headache.
Bro, Dave gets sick and he's on the phone with his mother. He even says it. He admits it. I put on sunglasses.
Bonus mom Barry too, or just your mom? Who do we call?
When have I ever called a parent when I'm sick?
Your words.
I said when I get sick. I get sick. I get like a little girl. Yes, no offense, Madison, who's also in the house. Nick's there.
So I threw on a pair of sunglasses and tried to act cool.
I felt like that was more the thing.
You kind of look like the kid from the Breakfast Club when he smokes weed in the library for the first time.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, I did just smoke weed in the
there you go. Then that's a whole
first time. Not today.
I know, but that's a whole nother bag of worms. If you were high as a kite and you couldn't, your eyes were all bloodshot, then I get wearing shades.
Dave, all right. So just to be clear, I'm 99% of the time that you were around me, I am high as a kite. All right,
that's good. That's good for the business.
All the way up there. Yeah. But I mean,
he functions. He's a functioning
since day one. That's been how things
functioning
have gone.
Pothead, and that's just aging me. By the way,
Potheed.
Potheed.
It's medication.
Sound it out. Sound it out.
Potheed. I don't
Pothead.
know. Come on, yes, Dave. Okay, Potheed. All right, so whatever.
That's a good name for a podcast.
Right? Yeah, the Potheed podcast.
But everyone would just call it Pothead.
I know, but we'd be like, "Hey, welcome to Potheed."
Welcome to the Potheed podcast.
Sounds like you have a lisp.
It wouldn't be the first time I was told that I had a lisp on this show.
Yes, very true. It's very funny now that you are reminiscing about days of old. Bro, there was somebody.
I'm not trying to.
But here's the thing. Yesterday, when we put out the video of either whatever video, it might have been the Dane Cook one. It was the Dane Cook one on TikTok. I put it on my TikTok because I was trying to get Dane Cook's attention, obviously. Mm-hmm. And somebody goes, "Tell Ian Rappaport to sit his ass down." Bro, it's the second person who referred to you as Ian Rappaport.
Nice.
You are Rap Sheet.
Bro, that's officially good for you, though, bro.
You look.
I feel like.
Do I see
Ian
it? I don't know.
Rappaport gives me fucking major Eli vibes. All right, Eli Manning.
He does.
Eli's got the doop voice. Like
if you can make
that's how you say I talk too.
But you can run with that, bro.
But Rap Sheet is cool, though.
I think I fuck with Ian Rappaport to a degree.
He's on the McAfee show.
He's definitely.
We can call you the Gucci.
Yeah, that would be cool. If I'm just like, look at this Ian Rappaport lookalike copying his exact shtick.
Everybody else does it.
You're not wrong.
Right.
You're not wrong.
Right. Anyway, there is sports, as a matter of fact, and Gooch has himself a wonderful rundown. It's actually a very big day over here at Chop Sports because the inevitable happened yesterday. Gooch will get into it. We'll touch more on it. But Gooch, what do we got, man?
Well, the inevitable. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers' beautiful
tattoo.
No,
we're not talking
about the right? So, no, yes, Aaron Rodgers got a new tattoo. We're going to break that down later on. But the inevitable, I would imagine Dave is talking about is Baker Mayfield was finally traded from the Cleveland Browns for a conditional 5th-round pick. I wonder what the conditions are.
They won't send them back.
I think the condition is that they do not release him, which we'll talk about that later on. I think he's a candidate to be cut still. But we'll talk about that later.
Interesting.
Around Major League Baseball, did anybody look? We're talking about Major League Baseball, but really we're talking about minor league baseball here. And Chris Sale walked like 15 guys in five innings or 4 innings. What did he do? I don't know.
Chris
Sale walked a ton of guys, and then when he went down into the clubhouse, he went full ham on the bats, the coolers.
Posters off the wall.
Rip posters off the wall.
That
was a bad look, bro.
I'm
sorry.
He took his AirPods back.
Yeah,
that's wrong guy.
We have shirts for giving out AirPods, and we have Chris Sale that broke every baseball bat that every single minor leaguer owned.
Like imagine like going up to deck, like you're up next, and you like go to grab your bat, and it's a handle. It's just the nub of the bat. Like, what happened to my bat? Well, Chris Sale pitched, so that's what happened to your bat. That was an official bitch.
So we have one guy who's a complete douchebag, and then we have just one guy who's a ray of sunshine in Shohei Ohtani. He is now 4-0 with 40-plus Ks, right? 0 earned runs over a 4-game stretch. That's only 7 times that has ever happened in Major League Baseball history. So I'm going to run it back. 4-0, 40-plus Ks.
Wait, that's all he is? 4-0 at this point?
No. Over his last 4 starts.
So
over his last or a 4-start span. 4-0, so 40-plus Ks, 0 earned runs.
So averaging 10 a start.
And he's done this all while allowing 12 hits throughout those 4 starts, which is the fewest
3 hits
out of any of the pitchers that have done it. And Clayton Kershaw has done it twice. In 2014 and 2015. That's worth
in an 8-game span.
And Kershaw
in a
4-game runs, RBIs, stealing second.
Kershaw hasn't gone yard.
Yeah, he hasn't hit any. He didn't hit any home runs in that stretch. Right. Ohtani has. So Kevin Durant is being sought after by every single team in the NBA. So obviously what happens is the star players follow suit. They try and do their best job recruiting, but KD wants nothing to do with it. He is leaving all his boys on red. And Spider Mitchell is staying put. He actually came out and said he is not talking about a trade. I wonder if this has anything to do with the potential of trying to lure a KD to Utah. I can't imagine KD wanting to go and play in the mountains.
Until you said Utah, I didn't even know this guy's nickname was Spider. I just know Donovan Mitchell.
That's what they call him.
Like Spider Mitchell. And I was like, cool. Don't know who that is. But now, obviously, you say Utah. I know exactly who he is.
Okay, so out of the real, I guess, 4 major sports world, moving over into boxing, Jake Paul and Tommy Fury fight is officially off. This is the second time that the fight has gotten nixed. The first time, I believe, Tommy Fury just pulled out for an undisclosed injury. The second time, I feel like there's visa issues, but I'm not so sure that there's real visa issues. I think Tommy Fury just doesn't really want to get knocked out by Jake Paul.
Jake Paul offered him, you know that today?
He offered him a ton of money.
Today to go to UK and fight him. He offered him $550,000 this morning for Jake to go to UK.
That was yesterday morning. I believe because this morning Jake Paul announced that he now has a new opponent. We talked about it this morning.
He didn't announce
the announcement did drop. It is Hasim Rahman Jr., the son of former heavyweight champion Hasim Rahman Sr., who knocked out Lennox Lewis with a vicious right hand.
Yes,
and then Lennox Lewis did come back and knock him out. If you know anything about Rahman, you remember, I think it was the Holyfield fight that he fought in where there was either a headbutt and it was the craziest hematoma I've ever seen in a boxing match in my life. So, guys, do yourselves a favor. Google Hasim Rahman Sr. hematoma.
Does Junior box or?
I mean, he's boxing Jake Paul, so I think he does.
We're going to have to check him out and see.
But I have not, because this was, as I was doing the rundown, this was dropped on me. So I was like,
and it's so funny. You said he's out in California. There's no way it drops this early because he's probably sleeping.
Well,
because
Jake Paul is Jake Paul.
I actually
at this
saw
point,
that
I feel like he wakes up early.
Though,
that
was the opponent they were kind of looking at. But I mean, if he announced
August 6th, look, put it this way, I'd rather see him.
August 6th. So it's a month away.
Well, he was supposed to fight Tommy Fury.
This is a step in, and Jake Paul's
same kind of thing with the Woodley situation.
Fighting a guy on late notice as well. So, I mean, I wonder if Jake Paul and Tommy Fury are really boys at this point, and they're just setting this all up, and they're using this to build up
Jake
fights.
Paul setting things up on a fake scale. Stop it. Go on.
I mean, Dana White setting things up. Every promoter
Jake Paul
at this point.
Jake Paul knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh yes, and I'm here for it. whether or not I think Jake Paul is going to win, lose, or draw, I love the fact that we get to see fights, and what he's doing is smart. He's stepping up for a lot of the MMA fighters where I don't think it's really his role to take on the
absolutely
the
not.
payment police or the fighters union police. It takes the fighters to unify to do that, but Jake Paul is at least exposing a lot of dark, dirty secrets that the UFC has. But
they're not really secrets. It's just pay
no,
scales.
I mean, I guess they are.
Everybody
secrets.
kind of know, like, if you're a fighter in UFC,
That's a good point. Maybe they're not secrets, but they are. It's discrepancies and things that should be brought to light.
The finer print that nobody knows about.
Scoop's coming in asking, when does Jake go to WWE?
He's going to tag with his brother. That's going to be the Paul brothers.
Logan has signed a long term.
When he loses,
yes.
Yeah,
when the steam is
perfect
out.
Thing. Perfect way to go in there. Yep.
And now, I'm obviously, I've rooted against Jake Paul in every single fight. I will continue to do so because it's just, to me, it's a mockery of boxing, and still to this day. And while he's knocked people out and he's shown that he can box, I still think it's just.
Has he shown he can box?
He's knocked people out.
No, he's not a good.
He's knocked them cold. So obviously he's got a right hook. You know what I mean? Like,
he's shown that.
And I'm not saying maybe boxing is the wrong word. He could fight.
Yeah,
he could fight. Maybe he's not a boxer.
I'll tell you the things that he's gaining that are. This is you don't get without doing. He's stepping up there in big events and stepping up on the bright lights. Like, I think Jake Paul can box. Do I think he's a professional? No, but he's an entertaining fighter, and he's going in there to kill for the kill. So you got to give him credit there. But he's not going in there to point fight. So what are we talking about?
That's true.
He's not going in there to go in there and pitter patter. And I don't think his cardio is terrible, but I don't think it's that bad for a guy that's only has 2 or 3 fights.
Mark coming in saying he will get beat and we will all rejoice.
I think we're all waiting for that day.
I'm kind of just waiting to see how far he could take it. And I want to see him keep winning these fights because he's talked a lot about being able to make the leap and actually fight these real, eventually move into the ranks and fight real fighters.
Well, how about
I want to see him have to make good on that.
Do you think there's any shot at all ever in the history of, or at least the future of, a guy like Jake Paul? Is there a possibility that this guy goes into like the WBC? You know what I'm saying? Like not WBC. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Does he become a professional boxer and start boxing professional fight? Like a part of that? Or is this just going to be sideshow freak it? Where it's like, oh, I'm on Thriller today and I'm going to knock out the next fucking
the beauty of being your own promoter is that you don't really.
And I get that, but I'm saying, like, if you want legitimacy, go fight somebody that has
what if
Danny Garcia
calls him out?
See, I'll explain it.
Like Danny Garcia.
I'll say it's going to be more something like this. Like, when are these guys going to be able to get out of their contracts? Because I think what Jake Paul is doing is he's more of a risk. Like, let's compare it to Live Golf and
that's what I was just gonna say.
And the PGA Tour.
Sure.
Like, all right, what the fuck do you need the WBO for if I could go fight Jake Paul for way more money, right? Like, I think what you'll see is aging boxers. Eventually, Jake Paul will fight and things like that. But I don't think he's going to step up and fight some like 16-0, amateur fighter.
He's no better than like Mayweather in his heyday when those picks were those fights were cherry picked too.
I mean, he's not better than Mayweather. Mayweather's amateur record is.
I would love to listen. Wouldn't you? I would pay top dollar to see something like a Mayweather and Jake Paul now. Mayweather at 40 or 50, however the fuck old he is. I would definitely pay to see that.
Mayweather's like, it's just not. Why do I want to see a guy that's 145 pounds fight a guy that's 200 pounds?
I don't know.
So who, honestly, like, who would you want him to see him to? Like Canelo, maybe? Or,
Canelo would fucking kill him.
But that's somebody who do
I want to see him fight? Seam Rockman Jr. Saturday, August 6th.
Pay-per-view.
August 6th.
All right, anyway.
That's genius, but
yeah.
And I
want to see him fight next Nate Diaz. Then
that would be good.
Nick Diaz or someone like that. Like, then Masvidal. Guys that have boxing backgrounds. Like, I don't need Jake Paul to go be a world champion. Just want to see him fight every couple months, talk shit, make a big deal about it, and then we get something to talk about on a Wednesday in the dog days of
Thursday. But
Thursday.
Who cares? You should have worn your sunglasses.
You get it. You get it though. You get it.
Nah, listen, I get it. Casey Hammond coming in. I'm sure you guys remember Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV in the 90s. Triller has a chance to do that in real life. Car Crash TV, and we want to watch. It is there. Yeah,
so
I mean,
was
first of all, Mills Lane. Let's get it.
If I'm Dimitri Bivol,
so
right?
Who?
the guy that just beat Canelo and now hasn't gotten paid yet because of like the sanctions and everything like that.
Wait, what?
That's another story
Okay.
altogether.
I don't know anything about
He's
that.
Russian.
Okay.
So he fought in the United States.
Are we holding his money?
And we're holding his money.
That's
You like that
crazy,
shit,
bro.
bro.
That's
I mean, it's
fucked up.
bullshit,
That's
though.
fucked
Yeah,
up.
no, it's bullshit. He fought, put his life on the line. Go give the man his money.
Beat
I don't give a
Canelo.
fuck where he's from. Right, and you beat Canelo. So,
So
yes,
that's another story. But
go give him his money.
like, let's just say like that guy's say his contract with whatever Golden Boy or whoever the fuck he's fighting for is up. What's to stop him from going and just saying, you know what? Does anybody want to fight me? Jake, Logan, anybody? You know, like he's just a guy that beat Canelo. You know, the answer is a hard no. They don't want to fight him, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
With the whole live thing, like I don't know if Triller's going to stick around for long enough to actually make a really
Sam Grasso coming in. Let him fight Tyson.
Yes.
Well, that's what they're saying anyway.
He would knock Tyson the fuck out right now.
Jake Paul would.
Are you
Yes.
high still?
Well,
Yes, I'm high a little bit, but-
he would. But if Tyson catches him once, if Tyson really tries to knock him out,
What are we talking
Tyson will
about
knock him
here?
out. Tyson's
What are we
old, bro.
talking
Did you
about
watch
here?
the Tyson Roy Jones fight?
It doesn't matter. That was an exhibition,
And
just
so
like it was
is-
supposed.
that's gonna be
Apollo
an exhibition
Creed
too.
and Ivan Drago should have been an
But
exhibition,
that's
but
gonna
it
be an
wasn't.
expedition too, though.
You cannot
Bro,
sit
Mike
there
Tyson
and
would get knocked out real quick.
no. Oh
I
my
think
God.
so too.
Oh, both of you. Oh my God.
I do too.
Did you guys talk about this in pre?
No,
Like,
we
this is
didn't even bring it up. I didn't
ridiculous.
even know we were talking about Jake Paul at all today.
Mike
Tyson. Mike
If he-
Tyson.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
guys are
I think
out
so too, bro.
Bro, he's
of, what is it,
fucking
out
old.
of pocket? Is that what we said the kids are saying now? Out of pocket? You too old.
Obviously,
Mike
if he
Tyson.
catches him, yes. But Jake's hands are.
If he catches him, I don't think he. I mean, like Mike Tyson's. What is he? 60?
46, I think. No, he's older than that.
He's older
Bro,
than 46.
Mike,
Bro. What is he? My age?
Fucking
56.
Tyson would knock Paul
That's what he
into
hit the last
dust.
button on that goddamn thing. Hold on, let's see all these.
This-
Bro, Mike Tyson.
This isn't a debate.
Mike Tyson talked. Yes,
I think it's
it's-
No,
56.
it's
you're
not.
right. It's probably not. Mike Tyson's an old man. He's not fighting anybody anymore.
Oh my
Right?
God.
The Roy Jones fight was.
He's
I wouldn't-
56.
I wouldn't say
I
it's
do- I
an
do.
embarrassment, but it wasn't.
60-year-old
it
Mike Tyson
wasn't
would knock
not.
the shit out of Paul. 60. Give him 4 years
Can
more.
I ask you something?
Sure.
Based on what?
Based on it's Mike fucking Tyson.
That doesn't count. That has zero bearing.
Oh, okay. It
Because
doesn't
it's
count.
Mike Tyson. Like he's 60. Mike Tyson said that when
You're
he did the
telling
video.
me that these guys lose their killer instinct
I'm telling
and
you
they're
that.
Bro,
fucking
I'm telling you that they
you
lose.
can punch a
Hold
brick
on,
wall.
hold on.
I'm telling you, you lose bone
you don't get
density.
old.
You lose
I
fucking
get that. Listen, I get that part, but
gotten
still,
testosterone. You lose all of
you
it.
can still be
old.
on testosterone. Trust me on
And
that.
Mike Tyson's been on
Obviously, but
drugs for fucking 45
Shrooms,
years.
too.
And he could take a life like that in the ring
See, that's
in his
where we're-
heyday.
In his
Look,
heyday.
look.
Exactly like you just said. In his heyday.
In his
Fine,
heyday.
but now, all right,
he's-
listen. If let's just say, I don't know, they're both in Hollywood, right? They're walking on the street, they're walking down the yard, blah blah blah. Hey, Mike Tyson. Hey, Jake Paul. Hey, how are you? You're a bitch. What was that? Mike Tyson would kill him.
First of all, what are we?
Dead.
Okay, one guy's from fucking Brooklyn
And one guy's from
Flatbush, whatever the
Ohio.
fuck he was from, and grew up like he had to kill people. And one guy grew up on Disney.
You said-
yes, in a street fight he'd kill him, but in a fucking boxing match,
You said
you're
you
out of
said
your
it yesterday.
fucking mind.
You said it yesterday or 2
What did
days
I
ago
say
when we were
yesterday?
talking about CTE and the gloves, right? Put gloves on Mike Tyson and he gets to hit him harder. He'll kill him.
I don't think so.
No, Dave, you're misinterpreting that entirely.
I don't know, man.
You're
Dude,
misinterpreting that
I
entirely.
go with the chat. Is there anybody in the chat saying
There's
what the
only
hell?
like two people that, said
that
something.
have chimed in on that? Like,
Bro, Mike Tyson's
holy
56
shit.
years old. He's got
I
a
don't
full
care.
He
He
ass
couldn't
gray
knock out
beard.
Roy Jones.
He couldn't
dude.
knock
And the
out-
They
fight-
weren't allowed to knock out
Bro,
Roy
he-
Jones.
He tried.
No.
He beat him a couple
Watch
times.
that fight back. There was multiple
Case in
times.
point, they weren't allowed.
That's a bullshit exhibition boxing match that nobody cared
You
about.
don't think that's going to be an exhibition boxing match?
So
if
you
that
think,
was a fight?
you think
Tyson would kill him.
think all right, no. I'm saying like I'm not saying that if they met on the fucking streets that Jake Paul's gonna beat up Mike
Me
Tyson.
neither, I
I'm
don't
saying that
care.
if they have to do a walkout, an entrance, they have to fucking make a weight and they have to go fight each other, Jake Paul's gonna knock him out.
Oof, I don't know, man.
I firmly believe that. He's
I mean,
a
that's
younger
fine. You
guy.
can believe that. I just
Mike Tyson's. I wonder how heavy Mike Tyson even is at this point. He did the video, right? The video that we're all talking about with him throwing hooks, and then I heard him talk about it. He was like, "Bro, I couldn't walk for fucking 3 weeks after that video."
I understand
Right?
that because he's not training for a fight. If he give him a training camp, look at Ric fucking Flair is doing it right now.
stop.
That's where you're getting it wrong. You can't bring up Ric Flair and Mike Tyson.
No,
It's
but
a
I'm
different
saying
thing.
like when
I
you're
get what
older
you're
like
saying.
that, you can
Training
get
camp-
back to cardio.
Training camp, 100%.
Doesn't mean
Anybody who hits Flair
Bro,
on
if
real
I
will kill
flicked
him
Ric
too.
Flair in the chest right now, he might shatter. You ever see Indiana Jones when the guy
I
drinks from
can't.
the wrong Holy Grail?
Scoop
And
coming
he just-
in.
that's
Tyson
Ric
would
Flair
not be
right now.
knocked out.
Oh, shut up.
Oh,
I just
man.
want to know. I'll give reasons why I think he would get knocked
all
out.
you're doing right now, all you're doing
is saying because it's Mike Tyson.
because I've seen the guy fight, and I've seen Jake Paul fight.
The last time I
He's
saw
fought
Mike Tyson
nobody.
fight, he fought fucking like Lennox Lewis and got
You thought he was going to knock
destroyed.
Woodley out?
Who?
Jake Paul?
No, did you see the Woodley knockout?
Yeah, he starched him.
Mister, put your hands behind your back and let's do
my.
it. Hit me. I'll take it. $100 million.
I think
Whatever the
Jake
fuck he
Paul
made
on
on
the
that fight.
show.
Are you crazy? If anybody thinks that has legitimate, actual merit, the knockout between Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley, you're all ridiculous.
I do.
and
I
dumb.
think
I
it does
do.
too.
You're all dumb.
I would be ridiculous.
do a
The
thing on
money,
him.
the money that he made taking a punch in the
If
face.
I'm dumb,
that was the
if
age-old
I'm
thing.
dumb for thinking that, then you're dumb for
That's
thinking that
the age-old
Tyson
thing.
could knock out or beat Jake Paul in a boxing match because he was good when he was 35. He's 56.
You guys,
He was good when he was
I don't-
21.
I mean,
He was bad when he was 35.
this is.
But that's what I'm saying.
No,
Like,
no, I
the
agree.
last version of Mike Tyson that I saw that was actually really good boxer, that was like pre-prison.
Yeah. No, it was pre-prison. 100%. Anything after prison, he was bad. Terrible. You know why? Because he wasn't training. He was doing drugs.
Mike Tyson. That was the age-old conversation when you were kids.
Oh, of course.
You're like, hey, would you take a punch from
And
Mike Tyson
do I think
for $1
$1
million?
Do
I think
You're
he's-
like, yeah. And then they're like, okay, cool. 750
Bro,
grand is going to
Mike
reconstruct
Tyson's
your
not going to
face.
sign to a fight that's more than 3 rounds if it's a real fight. Like, he's old, dude. You know, like, there's a reason why, like, it's a dangerous situation if Mike Tyson's getting punched in his face by somebody that's training at a day.
Didn't expect it to go this way. Actually, you know what? I actually wanted to give props to Lennox Lewis being one of the most underrated, not talked about.
He
Why
probably
is-
is.
Scoop, why are
greatest
you
fighters
bringing
of
up
all time.
fucking Disney movies, you weirdo? Fucking and if you're
Rapunzel,
bringing up
oh.
a Disney movie, how is it not Aladdin? You fucking terrorist.
Arabian Nights.
Whew. All right. Anyway, that was
All right,
that was
after
fun.
no more rundown. That we got football. We got Baker.
Yeah, well, before that, I do want to let you guys know that the Chop Sports Daily is being brought to you in part by Michael Fusco of the Fusco Insurance Agency. Go contact him right now, 718-701-5787. Schedule your complimentary consultation. He'll actually help you guys out with your retirement. He'll also help you out if you're worried about paying for long-term health care. So be sure to help him. Go contact him. He'll explore using life insurance and annuities to help you build a more secure future so you can worry a little bit less right now. Once again, call 718-701-5787 to schedule your complimentary consultation. 718-701-5787. Guarantees and protections are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company. Some insurance policies are not available in all states. And of course, he's also now doing customer financing with customers over 540 credit scores, FICO credit scores. He was starting at around $300 is where he could start doing some financing. PrestigeTaxFinancing.com. So I would say that to do a Manscaped read, but today we're just not going to do it. We'll wait on that. So we won't do a Manscaped read.
We
But
won't.
in any event, crazy times over here at Chop Sports. So what's this first? Oh, obviously the big one, and it's Baker Mayfield. Okay, traded yesterday, midway through the afternoon. I was actually on a phone call, and Gooch popped his head in there. Finally, he was like, "Baker traded," and I was like, "Get the fuck!" And I wanted to get off the phone. I really did. I was like, "I gotta get off the phone. I gotta look at this shit." But yeah, Baker Mayfield finally traded away from the Cleveland Browns to the Carolina Panthers for a 5th round conditional pick. Now, what that's going to be, I don't know what the conditions are, but it's 5th round. It's late. I cannot fathom or believe that this fall from grace as far as the value. Look what the Jets got for Sam Darnold. And look what Cleveland got for Baker Mayfield. It's not even comparable at this point. You know, it's very embarrassing at this point. Like the Jets got I think 2/3 and a second or some shit like that. I forget the exact
The
details.
Jets got a 3rd, and Baker went for a 5th.
Right. And Baker was drafted 1st and Darnold was drafted 3rd. So
And we turned the 3rd into 3 picks. So
yeah, and the Jets GM, Joe Douglas, bravo, my friend,
Yes.
because you are crushing the game as the GM of the century at this point. But anyway, to the trade, the impact right away for what I thought was, okay, how did the Panthers not flip this and package Sam Darnold within the same trade? Like if you're reaching for Baker and you want him on your squad and him to be the quarterback, or at least him to be the one to raise Matt Corral, right? What are you doing with Sam Darnold? Now you're looking at a 3 quarterback thing, and I don't think that's if you look at it on the surface, to me, my opinion, this isn't a quarterback competition. Baker Mayfield's your starting quarterback. I don't care if you traded them for a 5th round pick. Baker Mayfield is your starting quarterback day one.
No
and
way.
They played the Browns in week 1. How poetic.
Absolutely not. I'm saying that it's an open quarterback competition with all 3 guys. If you look at the deal, Cleveland is paying $10.5 million of Baker's salary this year. Carolina gave up a 5th round pick and they're getting the guy practically for free. If they cut him, it's nothing. You know what I mean? So they could go back into this with just Sam Darnold and Matt Corral as the 1 and 2, no harm, no foul. If Baker beats out Sam Darnold gets cut, probably.
If you follow the money,
how much
Carolina owes Darnold $18 million and has a 5th-year option. Darnold does.
And well, then he's not going to get traded or cut.
Exactly. Darnold's going to, me, if you follow the money, Darnold's going to be the starter.
But no,
I think Baker gets cut.
I think here's what it comes down to as well, though. I think you could afford to cut Sam Darnold or Baker because Cleveland's taking that $10 million on. So understanding that you're not having to pay Baker this year, but if you're having to pay Sam Darnold, oh well. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because Cleveland's technically paying it. So either way, you cut one or the other and you're good to go. I think the cap hit remains the same.
While I get the whole, that might have not been the deal had Sam Darnold been involved in this deal. Meaning like maybe Cleveland's like, we'll swap the contracts too.
Also,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like what if Carolina was so sold on Baker, right, as being the clear-cut starter, what took so long? Why is it?
I think this was Cleveland. I think Carolina Panthers wanted Baker Mayfield this entire time, but Cleveland was holding on to Baker, waiting to find out what the hell's going on with Deshaun Watson. That's a big thing. I think because now there are some rumors out there that are swirling around the news webs and the Twitterverse and all this stuff. There are some rumors that there won't be a suspension for Deshaun Watson like at all, which is to me true. That's blasphemy. That's you're out of your mind.
Yeah, the rumors,
but they might have gotten some inkling from the league already because remember they're supposed to announce this within the next couple days. Okay, this Deshaun Watson penalty, whatever it is. But maybe the Browns were the first ones to know. Cleveland picked up the phone. Roger Goodell's on the phone. Oh, hey Roger, what's going on? Hey, listen, we're only going to give him 3. Cool, Baker, you're out of here. You know what I mean? Like. They're waiting. Hey, listen, they might know
because I heard reports too that the Panthers were in on him like 2 weeks ago. I don't know what happened.
I've been hearing reports that the Panthers in Seattle. But if you look at around the NFL, like that's literally the only 2 spots that were like every other team that needed a quarterback. It was Pittsburgh. They got Mitch. It was Atlanta got Mariota. So anywhere where there was an opening, the Colts they got Matt Ryan. So anywhere where it was like. Everyone was rumoring Baker to go here. All those teams went away, and it was down to just 2. And then Seattle took their name out of the hat. And I think that's really maybe, if anything, what they were waiting for is like, all right, there's 2 potential suitors. The real question now is now that Carolina has a quarterback, where does Jimmy G go? Because there really is no suitors because Seattle and San Fran ain't making a trade.
I think it was your brother who put it on Shop Sports as a poll.
Cleveland.
Now, you're not going to pay Jimmy G money for a backup.
The reason why they can't do it is because the 49ers aren't inept like Cleveland is, and they're not going to pay any of Jimmy G's salary.
They're not desperate.
They're not desperate to move him.
Not with Deshaun Watson making $80 trillion guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Gignac from Canada, new viewer today. Thank you for watching. Like the video. We appreciate you. Who's the week 1 starter when Carolina plays Cleveland right now? I think it's Baker Mayfield versus, ready for this, Deshaun Watson. The reason why I say that is because I dealt with this once upon a time as a Cowboys fan. 2016 when Zeke Elliott had all that bullshit going on. Not 16, I'm sorry. 2017 when Zeke Elliott had all that shit going on. There was a suspension laid down and then the appeals process.
So he got to play.
So he got to play. He got to play about 4 or he actually got to play all the way like week 9.
Okay.
And then got a 6-game suspension. That's why the Cowboys missed the playoffs that year because all of a sudden at the back end of the year, you lost Zeke Elliott.
It wasn't because they suck. It was because
they missed the playoffs by a game, you dick. So one game they missed it by. So shut up. I remember I lost a cell phone that Christmas night against Seattle. I'm like, what? And my boy Dom was at the house, and I haven't seen him since the Romo fumble.
They said that
this guy, he hasn't changed at all.
They said they're coming out with the ruling July 11th.
Correct, but he can appeal and take it to court and take it to all this other shit. That's exactly what Zeke did.
They could definitely appeal. But
and when you're in the appeal process, you can't be suspended.
I think they're going to be like, look, we're about to give you this. don't appeal
right away.
Because we don't want to deal with this shit. Don't appeal, and we'll knock it down to 8 right now. Let's do the appeal right here. That's what I think you see a lot more of that now, where even with Hopkins,
there was no appeal.
He dropped his appeal because they were like, look, we're going to suspend you more, or we're going to release the details of everything, which I think another thing the NFL doesn't really.
When I'm saying you're not wrong, I'm saying that's shitty.
I mean,
it's the NFL. They're dogs. Like, it's just the way it is. Well, Roger Goodell was all like, hey, take the suspension right on the chin. If not, we got this little list here of all the drugs you did. It's like,
it's not even that. It's like you want this to. You're fighting it, so you're going to have to tell your story. And now in the court of public opinion, we're going to have to tell ours. And that's how that's going to go. So it's really the appeal is like kind of saying like, no, I want to fight this tooth and nail. I'm okay with you digging through all my shit if you're okay with me digging through yours.
Let's see. What's his name? Quillette Cott. Another new viewer to the show. Thank you for watching. Definitely like the video. Appreciate you, bro. Subscribe. Also, his question, he goes, or not question. I'm happy we got the guy without 29 harassment lawsuits against him. He's saying I wonder if he's a Carolina fan and getting Baker Mayfield now. So, like, if you're a Carolina fan, are you happy with Baker Mayfield? Does this make you more comfortable as a team? I said it yesterday in our surprise teams of the league. I said, if they can figure this out, and I literally said, if they can get Baker Mayfield, they can turn this game around quick.
I mean, listen, he fits the offense, Matt Rule's offense better than definitely better than Sam Darnold. Maybe not so much.
I think he fits, man.
Matt Corral,
I mean, Robbie Anderson might not think so.
I think
he backtracking on those comments
so
fast.
Real good. Gonna do? How's your calves, bro? All that backpedal.
Also, he literally tweeted like a week ago. He was like, "I'm thinking about retiring." That was a real tweet from Robbie Anderson.
I know.
What is he all of a sudden off his rocker too? Like,
I just think that the NFL. Sometimes these guys go through it. He's a dude. He's a person. He's fucking doesn't feel like going to practice.
He's a person.
It is what it is.
Sam Grasso coming in.
He's a fucking millionaire is what he is.
If he gets 6 weeks, he takes it.
Yeah. Guaranteed. No, of course. There's no appeal. There's anything less than a year. If they come down and just drop the hammer on this guy, you're out for a year. Then you appeal it and be like, look, man, I can't lose a whole year off my life. Just think about that. He's still a young quarterback, Deshaun Watson, and when healthy and when on the field, the dude's electric. Like, he's actually a really good quarterback. One of the best in the league. You take another year off, what are you going to do to stay ready? You're just going to be on, that you lose another year of not even eligibility, but like of your youth.
2 years, yeah.
Right. That's 2 years of no football. Now I'm supposed to pay you, which, by the way, Cleveland, great job on paying them all that guaranteed money when you might have a guy come in next year who hasn't played football in 2 years, and you're giving him over $250 million guaranteed.
If Andrew Luck wanted to come back right now, teams would be lining up to
right
pay
away.
him an insane amount of money. 100%. He hasn't played in 3 years. Like the NFL, when it comes to solid quarterbacks, that's the par for the course, because you know why? Quarterbacks don't pan out in the NFL.
No, we'll get into that in a second. Actually, we might as well get into that now, because we did have this conversation yesterday. It was researched, and I have the numbers here. Now, this is going to take you down memory lane, a lot of you people out there. Gooch was confident in saying that.
Well, I still feel confident, and I want to preface this by saying
Gooch is confident.
The numbers are arbitrary anyway, because when you get to a specific player, you can't be like panned out did it. Like,
yes, you can.
Well, you can't in all cases, and then there's certain cases where you can make the case that where they were drafted, all right, they're still playing, but they're the 29th best quarterback. Did he pan out? Like, for his life?
So what's your definition of panning out?
All right, so like,
don't use any players as examples. Just what's your definition of a quarterback taken in the first round panning out? Are you talking about staying with the same team for a certain amount of years, becoming the franchise quarterback, getting paid?
Well, how about this? Instead of asking me that, what do you think it is panning out? Like, because what we're going to have to do is just go through some of the quarterbacks.
I want to say panning out. If you're drafted in the first round as a quarterback, panning out to me means you were with the same team for like 5 years. 5. I'll give him 5, because the life expectancy of an NFL player is not always 10. So 5 years is one of the details. Another detail is you got yourself a second contract somewhere, no matter where. That means you got paid, and that means, by the way, that means you're past the 5-year mark.
What if you got your second contract from a team because the first team you played for, you didn't pan out, and then it kind of worked out?
Well, the only reason why they would get a second contract from a second team is because they're good.
Well, not really.
Like a good contract, not like a $1 million
They took a shitty flyer on Tannehill, and it worked.
Okay, so here we go. All right, so let's go. Over the last 10 years, after the last 10 years, there's been 34 first-round quarterbacks. 34, okay? That's the last 10 years, so...
That's it? That's shocking.
Right. First
I mean,
round
not really.
quarterback.
3.4. Yeah, like 3 a season.
One of them
First
had
round?
one of them had one quarterback in the first round. One. So
This
we'll
year?
go over it. What?
Is it this year?
No.
Well, that it is this year actually. So 2 of them had one.
Kenny Pickett
So let's
right
start.
now.
All right. So let's work backwards. All right, because right now there's the book is definitely not written on a lot of these guys. So it's hard to say they're panning out, but you can kind of tell already. Kenny Pickett this year, you don't know. You don't know anything about him right now. You don't know if he's going to start. You don't know if he's going to play. You don't know anything about Kenny Pickett. So we can't say, oh, he's panning out. We don't know. Last year, Trevor Lawrence, I think he's the franchise guy in Jacksonville. That's going to be a pan out, meaning he's going to play all 5 years of his contract.
This is why it's hard for you. Like,
Too new right now.
it's too new.
No,
You don't know. Yeah. So, so you
Yeah,
can't.
but you don't live in a world right now where you're like, I don't know, maybe the
so
Jacks move on.
You're saying, but no, so
They're not going to move on.
So he panned out. He played.
He will pan out, is what I'm saying. He will pan out. You're not
you have
drafted
to take,
at that
you have
point.
to take him
with-
out of the conversation in terms of our debate.
so how long? Then we can't do this conversation.
No, we absolutely can.
can
You
go like
you go.
4
That's what we
years.
did yesterday. We literally had this conversation. And
But
I
what
was
I'm
like,
saying to you
let's
is
go
that
2010 to 2020.
well,
or
I did 2012 to 2022, 10-year span.
So go
Okay,
12
so
to
you
20.
can't say that Trevor Lawrence panned out because
What
then
I'm
I'll say
saying is,
Zach
if you
Wilson
see a
did it.
guy like Trevor Lawrence on the Jacksonville Jaguars right now, there's not an ounce of you right now that thinks like he's not going to be the guy for the next 5 years.
So okay, so then on the flip side, Daniel Jones has been on the Giants for 4 years.
Asshole. I'm not at Daniel Jones yet. Like we're gonna get to Daniel
But my
Jones.
point is, like,
He's barely even gonna
asshole, you can't
he
say
got-
that Trevor Lawrence panned out when he hasn't yet. He's playing.
will pan
They had the
out.
worst
I didn't say
offense in
panned
football
out.
last year.
I didn't say panned out. I said will pan out in 5 years. The Jaguars are not going to have a plan in their minds to move on from Trevor Lawrence in 5 years. That's my opinion. It's not a fact. I'm saying it's an opinion.
And I know. And I said, well, I do share that opinion, but we can't use it for this argument because it's literally an opinion.
Well, no. Fine. So for 2022, 21, 2019, those quarterbacks you can give an opinion on. So my opinion of Trevor Lawrence is that he will pan out for the
Okay.
Jacksonville Jaguars in that same draft. Zach Wilson, we don't know. I can't confidently say that Zach Wilson's going to be the guy. You got to wait for this year to happen because last year he stunk. At least when Trevor Lawrence was out there, you kind of knew and saw flashes. Shitty coaching, shitty team, just shitty all over the place. The Jets, new coach, new team, new regime, Elijah Moore, new guys, right? You don't know. That's why that book has not been closed yet on Zach Wilson. This year's a big prove it year.
Neither of them. So, like, my point is, for the argument's sake, let's go with guys from like 2018. Let's just do an 8-year span or a 6-year span, even. Because if we go through all
It's
of
going
them,
to ruin the numbers.
it's not. All right, then just go from the year before that. Let's take out the guys that we see nothing of. Let's go on. Who was the first rounders before that?
Just out of curiosity, right? Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones. Those are last year's guys. There's 5 of them. Do you have any inkling that any of them are going to live out their 5 years? I have 3 guys that are probably going to live out their 5 years, meaning Trevor Lawrence. Unfortunately, Justin Fields, I think they believe in that guy enough to even though they haven't surrounded him with shit yet. And Mac Jones, I feel like is just going to be there. Guys like Zach Wilson and Trey Lance. Trey Lance hasn't taken a meaningful snap yet in the NFL, so I can't make that opinion. This is an opinion.
Yeah, that's why my point is like after
But
after
then
1 year.
2020,
After 1
you
year,
look-
like right now, Mac Jones, I feel like he had a successful rookie year, but now you're looking at him going into his second year with no offensive coordinator. Everything is different with the coaching staff. Is he going to have a down year and then we say he doesn't pan out? I don't know.
all right, so maybe Mac Jones doesn't belong. Fine, I'm with that because you're right. The
I'm
Patriots are
saying
in
that,
disarray
like,
right
and
now.
I bring up the Daniel Jones point is because like guys that do get their opportunity over their rookie contracts, and then they may even get a 5th-year option deal as if like they want to see one more year to prove it. That doesn't mean that they're all going to pan out. Like,
All right,
that
so
might be
basically,
it.
what you're saying is, the 2019 would be your cutoff because now you're looking at 2019 as next year is their 5th-year option.
Yeah.
year. So
where it's
fine.
like,
So, but just for argument's sake, the 2020 draft, those boys are going to ball for a while. It's Joe Burrow, it's Tua, it's Herbert. Those guys are going to be franchise quarterbacks. We've already seen that in the first 2-3 years of their
Tua's
career.
going to be a franchise
think Tua
quarterback?
has-
I think he's.
I think Tua is in a good position to win a
basically
lot of football
they've
games.
loaded up his team for him.
Yes.
If he fails, then
This
he's
is the
really
year
a
he's
bad
gotta
quarterback, right?
prove it. Yeah.
He might throw a duck or two, and you're like, "What the fuck was
Yeah.
that?" Right? But like, you gave him Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
You drafted
got a
Jalen
good
Waddle.
tight end.
You're
yeah.
surrounding this
it's
kid with
it's
talent.
even more. It's like now we're looking at. It's like right now we're starting to be able to paint the picture on whether Tua is going to pan out or not. But that's what I'm getting at. Same thing with Jalen Hurts. It's like you still kind of don't know yet.
He
even
wasn't a
with
first
him.
round pick.
All right, but the point that I'm making is, as far as like quarterbacks being able to pan out, you just don't know in their second, third year.
2019. So these guys right here, 2019, are in line to get paid on their 5th-year option and or extension. Unfortunately, and I'm not even going to make a joke of it, Dwayne Haskins was drafted in the first round of 2019. Unfortunately, passes away. Daniel Jones, that's the one they've already told him, no, sir, you do not get your 5th-year option. They picked up the 5th-year option, but now they really don't know about this guy. So if he stinks it up again, they're going to move on.
No, did they pick it up or did they not?
Or is he playing on the 5th?
I think it's his 4th year right now.
I'm sorry, you're right.
And they didn't pick it up.
They did not pick it up.
That's like officially, like
that's showing me that unless you ball out, you're not going to pan out, right? You're not one of these statistics that I'm thinking panning out. Kyler Murray, he's in line to make a lot of money. So whether you like him or not, I don't like him, but he's going to make money. That's a pan out to me. Now go back. Now we're talking the Mayfield year. Pick one. Do you think Mayfield's a success right now?
There's only 2 guys in that NFL, in that draft, that are a success. It's Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Everybody else hasn't panned out.
Sam Rosen is probably in the league somewhere backing somebody up. Sam Darnold's with Carolina. We don't know what his future. And Baker Mayfield's been traded already before he can get the big payday.
Mm-hmm.
So that, to me, those are all failures. Like, you can rejuvenate yourself.
So,
great.
Baker got paid though already, didn't he?
So my thing
But,
is this.
Obviously,
My
he's
thing
going
is
to.
this.
I don't think he's got pan up. But did he
My
get
thing
paid
is this.
already?
Like, we're
No, I don't
panning
think
out.
so.
This is why it's
No,
very
because it was
skewed.
a 10. Remember, he just said he picked up $10 million of his contract, which was like the rookie deal.
This is why I think it's skewed to a degree. Is that getting paid? Like, Kyler was drafted 1st overall, right?
Mhm.
I think that he's going to be a solid quarterback, but did he live up to his draft status? Probably not.
Not yet.
Is he ever going to be the best player in that draft? No. So in a sense, technically speaking, he's not panning out. But when he gets $45 million, that's a pan out. I get it.
2
right?
out of the 3 in 2017. 2 out of the 3 quarterbacks. The quarterbacks who were drafted, Mitch Trubisky. Everybody knows that the Bears traded up to get him, which is like, what the fuck are we doing? They get Mitch, no good. And now he might be the guy over in Pittsburgh. We'll see if he can rejuvenate his career. But overall, not a pan out,
But if
right?
you're on the 2nd pick overall and it's 5 years later on your 3rd team,
Then
you didn't pan
You
out.
didn't pan out, right. Otherwise, Pat Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, they're going to pan out. Regardless of what Watson's going through right now, he's still going to go down as a really good quarterback. And Pat Mahomes has already won a goddamn Super Bowl. So he clearly panned out. What?
I mean, yeah, Watson's under, I think he's 25, but if Watson never plays again.
Then no. Then absolutely not.
But he made Pro Bowls already, right? Watson?
Yeah. And he's rich.
Argument to be made about 2016. Jared Goff, who's right now still in the league. He got traded. He's still in the league. He's still the starting quarterback of the Lions. Like, there was a lot of heat on YouTube about our video yesterday. Somebody was like, "Stop with the Jared Goff slander." I know what's his guy. Kyle's a big Jared Goff guy. I feel like he's
I don't have
still
anything
somewhat a
against Goff.
success because he's still the starting quarterback of a bad Detroit Lions team. You really can't write that chapter. You know, you really can't.
First
I can't look
pick
at that.
overall, he's played and lost a Super Bowl.
He went to a Super Bowl though.
You know, like I get it. He got paid a lot, but Jared Goff is my point. He's like a bottom feeder in the league right now as the first pick
he's
overall,
playing for the Lions,
and he's in the prime of his career. But he was traded as a Jared Goff is not a good quarterback right now. You know, he's not doing anything special. He's a game manager that also doesn't really manage the game that well.
Sam Bradford-esque.
Yeah, maybe a little
very
better.
Good comparison.
Maybe a little
Decent
better.
comparison.
Listen, he's gonna have
That guy. Remember when he got traded for 2 first-round picks to the
I know,
fucking
dude.
Eagles?
Maybe a little bit better. I think a little bit better.
Oh
But
my
listen,
God.
he's gonna have one of the best wide receivers in the draft, maybe by like week 5. So
We'll see.
we're gonna see, I guess.
Other than Jared Goff in 2016, by the way, this is when Zeke Elliott was picked 4th overall to the Cowboys.
He just posted a Zeke video this morning about how good he looks, and
Of course he does. They do that every year. I'm on the hype. You know me. I'm on the hype train. Read them. Keep reading them. Carson Wentz, not a pan out at all. I'm sorry. You failed in Philly. You failed in
He
Indy.
failed in Philly. If he didn't get
Caesar.
hurt, if he didn't get hurt,
He didn't pan out. He's getting paid $30 million this year.
He got to the Super Bowl, but he
if-
didn't get the shit. Big Dick
but-
Nick Foles did.
But if
He
you
took
get
him there,
if you get paid, Carson Wentz is making I think $29 million this year.
You talk about one of the worst contracts maybe in recent
I
history.
agree.
So if like
But I'm just
that's
saying.
why I'm saying.
But
it's
now
like,
the Commanders, Washington
he
Redskins
pans out in
football
life.
team.
He's playing in a dome now, isn't he?
I think that
No,
what our
He
He did
criteria
last year.
to
and he
me,
couldn't do
to
it.
me, have you ever been a top 15 quarterback in the NFL? If you're drafted in the first round, you're drafted to be eventually a top 15 quarterback in the NFL.
You know what's so
And
funny?
you don't think Carson Wentz was ever a top 15 quarterback in the
I'm
NFL?
saying this about everybody that we're talking about. Where
Okay.
it's like, like Jared Goff, he was picked first overall. He's still playing. Did he pan out? Fuck no, he didn't pan out. He sucks.
Oh, well, right now.
You know what
they're
I mean?
not a
Like,
fit- you
that's
mean,
what
like,
I'm
right
saying.
now.
Whereas, like, Tannehill, did he pan out? I think Tannehill panned
Well, he's
out.
on this list.
right?
We'll get into it.
Especially
like,
someone who never played
I
quarterback.
just think I think really what the argument is like, what do you think is panning out?
right
to
now.
me,
Okay.
To me, if you're looked at by your entire fan base as like, this guy sucks, we need another quarterback.
Carson Wentz.
You didn't pan out.
Carson Wentz. Remember that time? Remember that time? It was actually a really funny time. A fun time to be a Cowboys fan when they said Carson Wentz was better than Dak.
Remember
was
when
a
they-
very
remember when their
fun
fans
time.
Were eating horse shit.
Yeah,
off
well,
the
the
street?
Eagles are just an abomination
What the
of
hell
humans.
is
If
wrong
a
with
Scud
them, bro?
missile came over to Phil, no, I'm not going to say that.
If the Jets
I
won the
actually
Super
just
Bowl, I
did,
would
but
never
whatever.
eat shit off the
Too
street.
late.
Too late. Too late to take it
We
back.
have them.
Yeah, right. Also in that 2016 draft, the Cowboys drafted Dak Prescott in the 4th round after trying to trade up to
For
Paxton Lynch, and that man's not even in the league anymore.
That's
He
true,
might
they
be
were.
in the
Arena Football
USFL
League, maybe.
or the XFL next year.
Speaking of the USFL, did you see?
So he's the quarterback of the U.S. Did he panned out? The fucking.
Did you see how many people watched their championship game?
They had the championship already?
Bro, it was like over a 1.7 million. More people watched that than Sunday Night Baseball.
Isn't there like 40 billion people in the world?
Yeah, but bro, to watch
So
for
just
people to
a
watch
smidge of the
that much,
percentage.
to watch that much.
No, I
That's
get it.
great for them.
It's
Good for
really
them.
good,
That's
bro.
great.
My
I
father
honestly
asked me-
I didn't know there was
My
even
father
playoffs.
asked
I
me
didn't-
It was
something about it, and I was like,
Philadelphia
how the fuck do
versus
you know? I don't know.
Birmingham. Birmingham won.
All right,
Birmingham
good. So
got-
Philly
because
lost in the championship?
Yes.
Sign me up. All
Birmingham
for it.
played every game at home, and every team in the league.
Yeah,
had to
that
play
was
every
whack,
game
by
in
the way.
Birmingham.
That was such a. Do you know that, right?
Really?
Shocker
Every
that
game
they
was in
won.
Alabama.
The fact
In
that-
Birmingham, Alabama.
Every game.
Must have been a swell time.
So much to do. So many activities. So Paxton Lynch didn't play now, obviously. 2015. Ready for this? Now, this is a pan out. These are 2 quarterbacks drafted in 2015. Then I'm thinking to myself, both of them still kind of are around the
He's like-
league. Jameis Winston, starting quarterback of the Saints, coming off injury, right? He was an interception machine. He gets LASIK surgery, and then all of a sudden he can throw the ball now for the Saints. And then he gets hurt. It's unfortunate, whatever. And Marcus Mariota, the new starting quarterback of the Falcons. Now, I know Mariota didn't pan out
Do you
in
remember?
Tennessee.
Do you remember the draft going into that year? We were talking. It was right after the Andrew Luck year, was it? Maybe it was like
No.
similar to the Andrew Luck.
That
Those
was
two
like 3
played
years
each other
after.
in like the
For whatever
championship
reason,
game or whatever.
The hype going into that season, that draft. Neither of those guys panned out based on that alone. Like it was
Yeah.
like they were picked 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Who?
It was like
Neither
one
guy-
and
Winston
two.
and
Mariota?
Neither
Yeah.
if you're picked first overall and you're not on that fucking team anymore, you didn't pan out.
That's
If
very
you're picked second overall and
Good
you're not on
point.
that team, you didn't pan out.
well.
it's
Now,
like-
but where do you draw that line?
But if you're drafted in the first round,
We're talking about the first round quarterbacks.
if you're a quarterback
34
drafted
of them.
in the first round, you were expected to be a star in the league by the team drafting you. No doubt about it. If you're not that, then you fell short of expectations. It doesn't mean you can't carve out a nice career, but when we're
Chase
talking
Daniel,
about
he's made like $80 trillion as a backup.
I love Chase Daniels.
Me too.
in
I'm just
college.
I'm making the point of like
No,
it's
you're right.
it's and not just quarterbacks, players in general don't pan out. But I think it's highlighted a lot more because what I'm trying to say is, and this is what started the whole thing. There's only 32 starting quarterback jobs in the NFL, right? That's
Manziel.
it.
We'll talk about Manziel in a second, Sam.
If you go through the league and you look at some of the jobs that are locked up, like there's no one. It's like he leaves. When he leaves, that's when the job
Rodgers,
opens up.
Brady.
But there's more. Josh Allen, I'm talking
Yeah.
about jobs that are
Mahomes.
locked up,
Yeah.
right? So how many really job openings are there in the NFL at quarterback? Especially if you're talking about Trevor Lawrence panning out, Zach Wilson panning out, Burrow, all the other guys staying healthy and
Justin
all panning
Fields.
out. There's even less. So as quarterbacks are able to play longer, like when does Stafford stop playing? 10
if
years?
he wins another
You
one,
know what
maybe.
I mean? Like, but you don't know that. Like, what if Brady won another one when he had 4? People were like, "Oh, he'll be done." Brady's still fucking playing, right? Quarterbacks could play a really
Unfortunately,
long
yeah.
time. Like so as these guys keep panning out, where's the room? There's only some number of jobs.
That's a very good point. That's a very scary point for guys that are in college right now. Let's just say you're
And
going
it's
to
like-
college right now as a freshman quarterback and you're a star. Like Arch Manning. He just chose Texas, right? Where's Arch Manning going? The Giants?
Well, even at
Like,
Texas,
Giants
has-
might be the only Texans, maybe?
even the school he went to,
The Packers? You better hope that he lasts.
even the school that Arch Manning went to, Texas, they have the number one.
They have the 3 best quarterbacks ever.
Yeah,
It
right
was,
now.
No, the 2 best, and then Vince Young. They have the 3 highest rated recruits,
ever.
and 2 of them on this team. One of them was Vince Young.
Yeah.
So who's the other one?
It's like Eugene or
Ewing-
something.
Ellinger? Or no, he got drafted.
No.
He
He's
looks-
on the
he
team
looks
right
like-
now.
Honestly,
wait. So what is Arch Manning going to do?
He
don't
looks
know.
like the obvious.
He's going to do the portal thing.
It's like having Ryan Leaf and Peyton Manning on the same team in Texas. I
Ex-
watched the
yeah,
video
you're
on it,
right.
bro.
Yes,
It's like
100%.
this guy looks like he's just like he's going to be working for Barstool, and Arch Manning is going to be literally calling audibles, right?
I don't know why he chose to go there because his wide receiver went there. Obviously, I think.
Yeah,
I
but
think-
if
I
you're not
think
going to be able
or
to play,
maybe his wide
what year
receiver
is the
chose
other
to go
guy?
there 'cause he
Wait,
knew Arch
wait.
Manning was
Obviously.
like,
This other stud. What year is he?
He's a year older.
A year older.
He's out.
He transferred from Ohio State, right?
out.
He's
That's
Ohio
what I'm
State
s-
transfer.
Wait, so he already transferred from Ohio State to Texas.
And then
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
You
Yeah.
think
and
that they're
now
going to
Arch
have
Manning is there, so what the fuck are they going to do?
Arch Manning red shirts this year probably?
Yes, which is insane to even think about, but probably
This
smart.
is nuts. My mind is
Smart
on
decision.
fire right now.
Because like he's just brand new. I mean, like unless he beats him in the QB competition, but this kid's supposedly really fucking
Yeah,
good.
he's really
The other
good.
kids,
Yeah,
so.
so I mean, it's gonna be
Interesting. But
interesting, bro. It's gonna be
2014. Do you consider Blake Bortles a success?
Yes, the boat. He's the best
I
Blake
love
of all
Blake
time.
Bortles.
Are you kidding me? Yes, Blake Bortles is a very successful
All right.
quarterback.
In that draft, there was also once upon a time I was laid up with an ACL injury, and there was rumors that the Dallas Cowboys were going to draft Mr. Johnny Manziel at 15 overall. They wound up taking a stud called named Zach Martin.
Would you have got that jersey?
Fuck no. I was the one saying absolutely not to this guy. Romo was still on the team. And I was like,
That's true, he was
what are
still
we
on the
doing
team.
here?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
why are
true.
we even talking about
That's
a
true, he was
quarterback?
still on the
Because
team.
Romo was fragile. He was getting hurt every year, right?
Scoop coming in saying Arch Manning is a senior in high school this year, so he still has to play his senior year. This
Yeah,
year.
thanks, Scoop.
No, Scoop's saying he's a junior.
That's what I mean. He has to play senior
Samson's
high
is a
school.
senior.
No, he's a senior. Scoop's wrong.
Oh well, thanks, Scoop. Thanks a lot for making me look bad on the show.
Madison, you got something? Is he a friend of yours? You're in the college.
He's a
You're
senior. He
you're in the
has to
portal.
be. If he's not, that's why do we care?
What
He's the number one recruit in the 2023 class, and he's committed to Texas.
What is that?
What is
he's
it?
playing
But
high school this year.
that
he's
means
going
he's a
into his
senior
senior
this
year.
year. No,
Yeah.
yeah, he's going to be a senior in September this year.
This year. So
Yes.
yeah, so it's gonna work out. He'll be
So
able
we
to
don't.
play.
So then
He
why
might
are
not
we
play.
even-
Why not? The
No,
other
he's-
kids.
would
The other
you
kid's
play?
there now.
Would you
Oh,
play?
Oh, I
Would
don't
you
know.
play?
Would you play?
If
If you're Arch Manning, my
With
man.
all these
Not
guys
if you're
opting out
you.
of bowl games
McDonald's
and
might
shit?
be like, you have to play.
Who?
McDonald's when they pay him fucking $3 million to do a commercial, right? Like,
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, throw that ball. No, but really though, like you
I
already
would-
committed to
I-
Texas.
you already know my
You're
answer.
a prodigy.
I'm not playing.
I'm not playing.
I'm
I'm not playing either.
I'm not
My
playing.
toe hurts every week, coach.
You're
I'm
out-
gonna be
You don't have to
playing-
make it up.
Fuck.
Bro, why
No,
do
yeah,
you
I'm not
play
playing football.
You
I'll
gotta
go
make it
play
up.
real sports
You
like
gotta
video
make it up.
games or something else like fucking everybody else is doing these
You
days.
gotta
No.
make it up. You cannot say that you're just not playing. You got to make it up.
What the fuck do you think? These
No,
other guys
I'm
absolutely
saying,
do.
I'm saying, no. I'm waiting until I'm in the NFL. I'll go play college just to prove it.
No,
But then
obviously.
when I get
No.
drafted,
I'm talking about high school, his
Oh, I'm
senior
not-
year, right now. Where the hell does he go to school? Somewhere
He
in.
goes exactly where
Pennsylvania or some
where
shit?
Peyton and them went in Louisiana, where Odell went, the same school.
Okay, great. You're losing every game now because your backup quarterback has to start. There's no shot that if I'm Arch
Yeah.
Manning, am I playing my senior year of football? No way.
Probably like a 4-star recruit too.
Can you imagine being the left tackle?
I'm not playing.
Shit,
I
you're
wouldn't play
nuts.
there. No fucking way.
Left
would I
tackle
play.
at high school?
I
I'm like,
mean-
I have to protect this gem of a player,
But I wouldn't
or
even.
I'm going to be
I wouldn't even
killed.
show up to the fucking games. I wouldn't even go.
Pep rally days, like, hey, go
Bro,
team.
I'm like, listen, I'm
Take him
playing
out.
at Texas. I
No,
need the
I'd
Texas.
go. I'd
the
go. I'd
Texas
put on the.
people-
I'd be the. I'd coach.
Put on the headset for a year.
with his varsity jacket on.
Right? You like that letter, son? It was earned.
With
No,
his
I wouldn't even have
sunglasses.
my varsity jacket on. I'd have on my fucking University of Texas warm up on. I'd be like, I'm out.
Wow,
what the fuck
that's
we're
some
doing
ballsy
here.
shit. And you know he's going to be walking around school, high school, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be walking around high school with his Texas.
He was already
Swag
walking
on.
ahe's like that. He's a Manning.
It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter in that regard. But it's like, wow, I can't believe. Like, think about that. That's
That'd be
some
nuts,
crazy
dude.
shit, man.
If it was
Because
my
listen,
kid- if it was
there's
my kid,
conversations.
No way.
There's conversations every year about guys that don't play in the bowl games, right? Because they're high star
Yeah.
recruits going to the NFL, and people are like, I can't believe they're not playing. Think about it. Arch Manning's about to be fucking lucrative for the rest of his life.
Like it's gonna
No
start. It's
shot.
gonna start to be
I
like.
don't care what
If
it
I'm an
takes.
agent,
Do
I'm
not
gonna
get
be
on
like,
that
you
field.
can't sign with me if you plan on playing in that game.
Correct.
It's
Period.
genius, bro.
Not letting
Jeff
it happen.
Jankovic is over there saying like, I'm not representing you if you play your high school senior year. Anyway, so we talked about Manziel. He sucked. Actually, no, he's actually a star in the fan-controlled football
I
league
don't
with
understand
Terrell
that
Owens.
crap either.
I don't really
I
understand
think
it
the
either.
fans
First
pick
of
the
all,
plays.
Terrell Owens can still catch touchdown passes
He
in
can.
the NFL.
Of course he can.
In the NFL?
I think he could too.
In the red zone, 100%.
Oh, I like that. I was a big
If
T.O.
Julio
guy.
Jones and
I was the
Terrell
first
Owens are
one.
the same person right now.
I was on a cruise ship. Okay, cruise ship. Flip phones were still a thing, right? I didn't even know what text messages really were when T.O. got signed by the Cowboys. My father, who cannot text for shit, still to this day, just like very, very,
Yeah, fingerless.
tweet texter. I was on a cruise ship with my boys. I got a text with like T, 18 spaces, O, 18 spaces, Dallas. And I was like, what? Like, I went online. I bought internet time on a cruise ship.
Probably cost you like $50.
To buy his jersey that day. I was so excited. T.O. was one of my favorite players ever. I met him when I was an intern with the Giants. That was awesome. Awesome time.
Scoop coming and saying T.O. can catch TDs, but Tyson can't throw a punch.
Thank you, Scoop.
100%. No. I didn't say Tyson can't throw a punch. I'm saying he can't take a punch. Very different. And I didn't say T.O. could.
Hands up.
I said T.O. would be good in the red zone. Guess
I think
why?
he would too.
Because he's not having to do anything after the catch. You catch the ball in the end zone and it's over. So Scoop, nice fucking try, bro.
I know
nice
Julio,
try, but I am bulletproof up here.
Julio Jones was just brought up. Did you see the Cowboys are
Yes,
looking at him?
he's rumored.
Would you
they're
like that or no?
Yeah, I would actually. Well, considering I don't know what Gallup is going to do for the first couple weeks of the season, and we're going in there kind of blind with just CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Tolbert, the rookie, and Noah Brown and James Washington. You know what I mean? They don't have a lot of star power, no pun, when it comes to the receiver group, until Gallup gets back. So, yeah, I would take a flyer.
I'd rather the
on
Packers
Julio.
sign like Will Fuller than
Will Fuller's half a man, half a
Will
season.
Fuller would be
yeah, but
a
Will
good pick for
Will
them.
Fuller, at least when he's playing, he's like
He's explosive.
yeah, he's
every time.
like I think Julio right now, his injuries have been fucking really bad for a really long time. And I don't want him to take reps away from the young guys. I just don't want either of them, to be honest. I don't want Will Fuller or Julio.
Yeah,
but if I was going to kick the tires
I
on
would.
any
I
of
would.
them,
If I'm the Packers right now, and you have the room or space, I don't know their
they
cap
have,
situation.
they have some money.
I
but
would definitely take a flyer on a veteran. Definitely.
We did
T.Y. Hilton.
Sammy Watkins.
Yeah.
T.Y.
A real
I
veteran.
don't want a guy that's going to come in and do exactly what Sammy Watkins is going to do for 6 games and get hurt and then take reps away. Like we already
You're
have
saying
that.
reps away. They're all going to be on the field.
No,
Like,
I'm talking about like reps in practice. Like when we're going with the number ones, I want these other young guys that we're going to be looking at for the next 5 years. Like Julio Jones isn't going to come in and fix anything. Julio Jones in December is out of football, no matter who he signs
Especially in
with.
Green
Like
Bay.
I think
don't
you need a
believe we're-
stopgap. And I say that about the Cowboys too. I think a wide receiver core needs a veteran. They need somebody in there. You can't have a bunch of kids.
But yeah, like and to his point about what Will Fuller at least blows the top off the defense. Julio's not.
Julio's a physical receiver. He's physical. He can beat somebody up,
No,
much like Mike Tyson.
I don't want anybody that could beat up. We have big guys already. I want somebody that's fast that could go deep.
Okay.
We don't have that.
Okay.
At least we didn't have that before the
2013,
draft.
there was only one quarterback taken in the first round. He did not pan out, Mr. E.J. Manuel. That was a bad
bad pick.
That was
too.
a bad pick.
Like
but
shocking pick. 'Cause we were like,
2012, there's debate now. There's debate about
When did Jake
2012.
Locker get picked?
He was in the second round.
Was he? I thought he was 10th overall.
No, yeah, Jake Locker was first round.
What
I'm
year?
pretty sure.
It might have been 2011. Like I stopped at
It
2012.
might have been, yeah.
Anyway, 2012, a very good class, except for the last one. 4 quarterbacks taken in the first round. Andrew Luck was touted as one of the greatest to maybe ever play college football, right? And
I'll
obviously
say he
his
panned
career-
out.
You
He
can,
did.
yeah, You
Yeah,
think
because
so?
he decided to retire.
It
Like
was
you can't predict
2011.
that. I'm saying, like,
Anybody want a
was
peanut?
he a good player? Really good player.
He was a good player.
Yes. RG3.
Didn't pan out.
I think RG3 was figured out.
I think he was.
He won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he got injured and
Yes.
He was a menace
Then he
for
got
a little
injured
while.
again,
But
then he got injured
Shanahan
again.
was a piece of shit.
Kept
He
him in
ran that
there.
man into the
Just
ground.
kept him in there.
Yeah, like, hey, I know you only have one leg left, but I think that one leg is better than the guy behind you with 2 legs.
I know
You
there's
know
only
what I
one
mean?
string left in your knee.
Yeah,
knee,
right.
but
We're about to just blow everything out, but just do it for the Gipper, you know?
didn't pan out.
Did not pan out, I guess. But now this is the question. 2012, 10 years later, Ryan Tannehill. I think it's a pan out. Guy's winning games now. Maybe not with the Dolphins. That was a little bit of a tough start for him. But I think Tannehill overall in the first round was a pan out in his career.
I think Tannehill clearly panned out in his career, but you know that's to the point of this is like when Daniel Jones could go to another team and get coached differently and still pan out. So, like, that's why I'm saying the verdict is still not out on a lot of these
Yeah, but
guys.
this guy's been playing for 10 years.
I think Tannehill has cracked the top 15 in the NFL as a quarterback. So
and he got paid big money.
Big enough money to where
big money
he's a
before the rest of the quarterbacks
yeah.
decided to crush the market.
Yeah, so he
Tannehill got that first contract. I was like, holy God, that's a lot of money.
If the Titans don't make it to the Super Bowl this year, is he the quarterback next year?
No. He might not be anyway.
I think the leash is short this year.
That's
The Titans have a very winnable division.
Oh, yes.
Right? The Colts are good. The Colts could be a Super Bowl team with Matt Ryan, I think, because of how good the defense is,
I think
how good Matt Ryan is compared to Wentz, right? Taylor's best running back in football, all
a lot
that
of it
shit,
has
right?
to do with how Malik Willis develops too, though.
That's what I'm saying. You got to wonder. You got to see what he does in training camp. You got to see because you know what's going to happen. It's going to be August. It's going to be the second preseason game for the fucking Titans, and Willis is going to go off. Right? He's going to go off, throw 3, run 2. People are like, "That's it. There's the guy." Oh, here we go. And it's not going to be the case.
Good thing he's got a fucking. The Titans have a really smart head coach who's not going to get ahead.
Terrible tipper.
Yeah, shitty tipper, but he is a good head coach, and he's not going to just let week 2 splash play in the preseason change the fact that Tannehill's
I agree.
At least better.
And
now.
the other quarterback taken in that draft, we talked about Luck, RG3, Tannehill, a Cowboys legend after he sucked with the Browns. Brandon Whedon boys. It did not
he was
work
like
out.
another Chris Winkie. He was like 35 in college.
He graduated. He's like got a walker going down to get his diploma. You know what I'm saying? Like
he had a
college
great
degree.
costume. Des Bryant, though, they were good. They were good.
He was Oklahoma
He's
State.
like a less
Yeah,
successful
State,
Carson Wentz. There, I said it.
What'd you say?
A less successful Carson Wentz.
He might be Carson Wentz
on account of the fact that they both have red hair.
Paid, man. I got a paycheck, right?
I mean, yeah, everybody gets a paycheck. That's a fun conversation.
Oklahoma State.
So overall, let's just play this how I wrote it. 34 quarterbacks drafted from 2012 to 2022. I said 14, quote, panned out. So that would go towards your argument saying more times than not, quarterbacks drafted in the first round don't pan out.
Yeah, and
that's the argument.
And honestly,
and again, you told me I can't even take the last fucking
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, like
the last 12. I can't even. You can't make a strong argument for it. You can make opinions
this week.
This is true.
The real argument is, what would you consider panning out in the NFL?
Yeah, I would say second contract is panning out in the NFL.
That's a good. That's
on a
good
personal level or for the team's level. Like human being. Oh, you got a second contract. I don't give a fuck.
No, team's level.
No, team. You
so
know.
So say like I'm drafted by the Lions and like I suck for 3 years, but then I go sign a second contract for a year, prove it deal, and I get paid.
The Lions is a tough one because the Lions.
I'm just using an example.
I think that example is good, but like I'm talking when he says second contract, he's talking second contract.
Well,
like
I'm talking about like you make it. You're year 5.
No, Dak Prescott,
bro.
Year 5.
Yeah.
Right. Year 5. Year 4. Year 5. Once you're a vet and you're like off your rookie deal, you're on your second deal. As a player, as like your personal life and like your goals as a human being, you made it. You panned out. But
now he's a philosopher.
Let's just sit here and say, like, if the Ravens drafted you 12th overall, to them you may not have panned out.
Who?
Let's just say the Ravens drafted you 12th,
the Rangers. I'm
12th
like,
overall.
I don't play hockey.
You know what I mean? And now you're playing somewhere else. You're on your second deal. You're an NFL player, but you're not the best linebacker in your draft class, or you're even not even the.
You could say that about Tannehill. Tannehill got drafted by Miami, then got paid by the Titans. That's my
point. It's like really the debate really comes down to is like what would you consider panning out, and from whose side of it? Are we talking about who panned out from the player side of it? Then all the players panned out the minute they signed the deal.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Interesting. But it's interesting to know going forward that, and you made a great point before about the vacancy of the NFL. Like every single team right now, I can maybe roll are the Giants, okay, the Texans, right? Give me other teams that have a vacancy right in the next 3 years. That's really tough.
Seattle,
yes, because
Carolina.
Carolina's got 3 quarterbacks, and they're gonna have a vacancy.
But there's 2 of those guys on the list that we already have established.
Corral.
But but there's 2 guys on the list like that were drafted in the first round in the top 3
Minnesota.
On one team that already haven't panned out on their team.
I like the Vikings pick there because what's this guy's gonna eventually heal over?
Chicago, you don't
Tampa
know.
Bay, Tim Riley, good one. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but no, Justin Fields, the project, they got to give him at least another year.
1 year. That's why he said next 2 years.
I said that they didn't do anything this year for him.
well,
No, I'm saying it's going to be a tough sledding year for fucking
yeah, it
Justin
is.
Fields this year.
got a lot to prove.
Very tough.
Tampa needs a quarterback, but don't they have Kyle Trask?
I mean, come on.
Hey, but if they drafted him and they're developing him for the 2 years
But-
behind Tom Brady, they're going to give him a shot.
Yeah, but
No,
if
yeah,
Tom
of
Brady
course.
would have stayed retired, is Kyle Trask your starting quarterback this year?
Absolutely not.
No.
But who then would have been?
They would have been in the market for a Jameis
Jimmy
Winston
G.
or a Jimmy G or one of these other guys. They would have been in the market. Kyle Trask
Maybe
is
trade
in the
up.
Tampa
It
Bay
would be
future.
Honestly, Jimmy G might be on the Bucks this year.
Hey, that'd be
Oh my
why
God,
not? Why not?
reunite.
Long-term storytelling. Right there.
Wrestling, baby. All of a sudden, Jimmy G and
This
Tom
whole
Brady
thing was
are
a
back
work?
together again.
So you're telling me Jimmy G went to the 49ers as a work
Just for pretend,
just to
baby.
be Tom Brady's
just to
backup?
rejoin the
and
NWO.
actually-
Yes.
Yo, that's so
Wolfpack,
crazy.
baby.
Yes. Ow. Anyway, that is a show, I think. Yeah. No?
We still have to talk about some Aaron Rodgers had done, didn't
Oh
he?
shit. All right. So this is groundbreaking shit, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get out of here, there is some breaking news that's more important than any other quarterback conversation in the NFL right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers got his first tattoo, which gives him one more than what I have because I have 0, right? So Aaron Rodgers getting a tattoo is much bigger news than if I ever got a tattoo. So that's what broke on Bleacher Report yesterday. Big news. So yes, first of all, there was a message that was sent by Aaron Rodgers. I guess he tweets it out. So here's the
Instagram post.
the
yes.
Instagram. There's a deep and meaningful story and connection to absolutely each element of this art piece.
I'm not letting you
And
do
I'll
this.
share a little more
I'm
about
not
that
letting-
one
I'm not
day.
letting you, I'm
For
not letting
now,
you idiot voice Aaron
Just
Rodgers.
thankful for Balaz of something as and his patience and artistry. Hashtag tattoo, astrology, the elements, and just I'm a fucking weirdo.
Not even a single human sounds like that.
Can we break this down? I'm going to break this down. I'm going to bring it up in 3D, 4D here for you, folks. So I'm taking down the Chop Sports thing because I'm bringing up this monstrosity known as Aaron Rodgers' tattoo.
I think it's a great piece.
I mean, it's actually have you ever seen anybody out there? And I know there's a couple.
Left arm
Maybe
or
you
right
guys. I don't know. I hope it's his right
think
arm
it's
because
his
all of a
right
sudden
arm.
he has an
It's his
excuse.
right
Like,
arm,
I don't
I
know. It's weird ink. I threw a pick. I would say this. I would say this about this Aaron Rodgers tattoo. Have you guys ever seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Anyone? I know there's probably people in the comments that have seen that movie.
I mean, I'm sure I've seen
What's
it,
his
but
guy?
it's, all these shitty movies blend
What's
together.
his guy? Damn it. The guy who is the lead singer of Infant Sorrow.
Who, Dave?
Damn it. I can't think of the guy's
Oh, no,
name. If
that
you're
is-
still around, please let me know. Why can't I think of the guy? The British guy.
Looks like he
Oh,
has.
take my always been all the
looks
shit.
like he has
No.
like the. What is that? The
So anyway, if you've seen Forgetting Sarah
what are we
Marshall,
talking about? The DNA.
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
Russell
yeah, you
Brand.
could say
So,
Sarah Marshall,
so the
yeah.
girl in Forgetting Sarah Marshall
Uh-huh.
says like, your tattoos, they don't even make sense. This is Catholic. This is Swahili. This is so it's like a big smorgasbord of his tattoos.
Uh-huh.
I look at this and I say, none of this shit makes any goddamn sense. Okay. So his Instagram post yesterday was hot garbage, saying like every element means something. First of all, I'm pretty sure that's the scientific table of content. Table of what is it called? Table of table of what the hell elements? Right? The periodic table. Is that what it's called?
Sure.
Periodic table. That's gonna be meth up top. You put all those lines together. That's
It's
meth.
not even, I'm not letting you steal my joke. It is not meth. It's not even periodic fucking elements. It's his, I think it's his astrology sign, Dave. So get it right. I think that's where he was
Okay,
born.
cool.
in
Do
the
you think
stars.
that one line's Brett Favre and then that's him?
Cool.
as the
So
other
now
line?
this right here is I'll back my hand up. This right around this area here, it looks like to be the picture of the ocean, all right, in a ball for whatever
It's
reason.
from California. Makes
Okay.
sense.
He's got a eye up here, okay, that now officially makes him a member of the Illuminati. So,
I think it's the anti-Illuminati. That's like his. That's just his third eye, Dave. That has nothing.
Oh
I know
my
that the pyramid,
God.
the eye on top of the pyramid has an Illuminati
Yep.
reference, but this one doesn't.
okay, we have a little bit of a Chinese symbolism down below, and that's the fan, right? The
Well,
Chinese
it's hot
fan.
in California.
Hot in
so-
California, fine. Okay, makes sense. Now, how about the lions? Is that just rawr, I'm a lion, or like like
I
what-
think that
I know, like
symbolizes,
if you're the
his-
lion,
his-
like my guy I'm
Could-
wearing right
because
now,
he-
Micah
He
Parsons.
destroys the lions and bears every year, so we just
Ooh, deep
threw it in there.
meaning.
I'm
Okay,
thinking hard here.
I'm
you know
with
what I'm
that.
saying?
What else? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see.
Didn't you guys read his goddamn post?
Yeah,
He'll
no, his
tell
post
us
was
about
very-
it. He'll
yeah, his
tell
post
us
was
about it in
definitely
time.
very vague.
Dave's attempt at talking shit about Aaron Rodgers, to me, I think it's a great tattoo. If you actually look at the detail, right, of the ocean The way I'm being honest.
The way
here.
the waves ripple.
Who's the guy that did the tattoo?
I don't know. Bring him up.
Couldn't pronounce it. We
he
tried.
gave him
Hold on.
Aldous Snow. Thank
Al
you,
Snow did
Christian.
it?
No, Aldous Snow of the Sorrow Suckers.
So the Lions probably represent him being a pussy in the offseason and him being a football player during football season.
Okay,
right?
Kyle coming in with a very hard guarantee that before the season starts, Cleats over here is going to get the same tattoo.
Relax. I'm not fucking being called Cleats on the show. Kyle wants to do it in the comments. Deal, right? Cleats is not.
I read his comment. That's all I did.
Blaze Bersini. I don't.
First of all, it's Balaj.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Balaj Bersenji.
Sure. And his patience, meaning
And his
I can only
artistry.
imagine.
It's a
I can
great
only
tattoo.
imagine
Yeah,
the
he had a
shit
jaw. You're right.
that Aaron Rodgers is
I have
saying
a-
to this man during the
that's like-
tattoo. Like, oh man, like, can you imagine the guy
It
like
would be
doing
like
the tattoo?
it would be like me going up to Dave and being like, "Dude, why'd you do your beard like that? Like, who gives a fuck what
He's
anyone
so
else
offended. He's
fucking?"
so going to bat
No,
for
this
his
is
boy.
how this is how I do the same thing with everything else, bro. We talked about Lamar Jackson being jacked prior to the show today, and you were like, "Who cares?" Blah, 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 right? And then we talked about Zeke. We talk about Zeke being lean, and it's like, "Oh, I'm on board with that."
I just what
It's like,
I
how
say
is
to
he
you
gonna
before?
pass
See, he just
block
put
with
words
all
in my
that
mouth.
lost weight?
He just put words in my mouth. All I said was they do that every year. They do that every year. They say, "Oh, he's in the best shape of his life." I didn't say anything good about it.
Oh,
no,
we're-
you
we're
said I'm
running-
on that train all the time. You're like, all
Yeah, I'm on the
right.
Zeke train. The fuck, who cares? Like,
So
I don't
this
think
this is
Lamar
news?
looks that much
This
bigger
is
to me,
sports?
to be honest. I don't think Lamar looks that much bigger to me.
This
Well, he
is-
needs to be. He's a running back. Okay,
Bro.
not a quarterback.
bro. So is it sports? Definitely not, right? But is it an Instagram post made by a guy about a tattoo that he got? Definitely is, right?
Aaron
the
Rodgers
media
is
makes it a-
space cadet. He's
Yeah,
an absolute
right?
space cadet. Entertaining as all hell.
Back-to-back MVP.
I can't
Oh, I
wait.
know. No, listen, his play
I
backs it up.
hope
Don't get
to
me wrong.
God, the Packers and Cowboys play each other in an NFC Championship game.
It's
It goes
top sports. We
7
can go under.
overtimes.
We'll go under.
8
can't have it happen.
overtimes. Somebody kicks field goal, hits the uprights. I just want to see it.
No.
I can't wait.
And then it hits the uprights, and then they pan over to Aaron Rodgers. It's like, it's because of my tattoo. It's because of this.
But
The
that
ocean rippled. It
that mean
rippled
the
to the right.
Cowboys
Like,
would lose.
holy shit.
And Zeke will have like a crazy fucking blitz pickup in that game.
Hell
right?
yeah, he will. And Dak will deliver the game-winning touchdown
Yeah,
pass. And then
imagine.
Rodgers will blame his tattoo again.
Dave doesn't need
Damn
to
it,
believe that himself.
The
So
element of cocaine
So
up here.
hold
No
on.
good.
So if the Packers win a Super Bowl, will you get that tattoo on your leg?
Why the fuck would I ever get anything
I don't
like
know.
this?
Maybe he'll get a tattoo if you offer him one.
I'm not doing
It's
it.
big
First of all, I
show.
have no tattoos, right? And it's not because of like a Jewish thing. My
What?
bonus mom's Jewish.
What?
No. There's a
Dave,
rule.
do you carry a sheet with a hole in it
No.
around with you?
No. There's a rule
Whoa.
in the Jewish community that you can't get buried in a Jewish cemetery if you're tatted up. That's a rule.
I know.
That's not my rule.
Are you
It's
Jewish?
just a rule. No, my
Why?
bonus
Because-
mom is.
oh,
That was,
God, we're gonna
that
start
was the
getting
joke.
into religion now.
now I
No.
get
All I'm
it.
saying is
I'm
I've
gonna-
never listen. First of all, I'm bitch made when it comes to needles. So like, you take blood from me at a doctor's office, you got to hold my hand. Okay, I'm not good with needles. So how the hell am I going to sit in a chair for 3 hours and get something tatted on me
That's
without me
true.
just losing my goddamn mind? You would have to distract me completely and pretend I'm not there, or knock me out, put me under anesthesia.
Kyle, if you
and put a
notice,
tattoo on me.
I'm kind of like, I don't give a shit about his tattoo. I think it's a nice piece, right? And that's really it.
A nice
I don't give a
piece.
fuck. I had zero bearing on my life. We're talking about it on the show because clearly Dave has a crush on Rodgers, tattoo artist, or
So you're
him.
saying tattoos are
No.
considered haram
You know what's
in
funny?
Islam.
You know what's funny? You say that. Funny you should say that, because when we're going in peel back the curtain a little bit. What are we going to talk about today, Gooch? Well, we got the Baker trade. Oh, and Rodgers' tattoo. I didn't say it. You said it.
Can we get his tattoo off the screen?
Dave,
Yeah.
Dave, we have you made a fucking graphic on Artie so you could actually do a diagram.
I
about
said that. I said we
what's
should
going
break
on.
this down.
Peeling back the curtain.
Well, Rodgers' zodiac sign is a Sagittarius.
What does that even mean?
What does that have to do with tattoo?
Thank you.
He brought up the
Oh, is that
J-Rock now?
Is that what that
What's
is
your
above it?
zodiac sign?
Was that right or was it meth?
Could have been that. I don't know. We're gonna have to break it down.
Holy shit. Anyway, horrible tattoo, great quarterback. So there you go. That's how I'll leave that one.
Tim Riley saying, I'm surprised he got one. Last offseason, he was on the McAfee show talking about his body and doing these crazy detoxes.
That's part of it. The detox is part of it now. That was actually the third symbol on the wrist. Detox.
His girlfriend's name is like his I don't
Moon.
even know. It's like Blue Moon, and it's not the drink. It's like
Is that
Havana
a beer?
Moon Blue. Weird
Holy
situation.
shit. Yo, Rodgers.
But yo,
has-
his Reiki is.
you guys are all Entourage fans,
his
right?
Reiki is lined up,
You're gonna
bro.
spin off this planet. I love it. This shit is amazing. Oh God. Wait, hold on. Yo, can you get this tattoo off the screen, please?
Those are only 5
I
minutes,
know.
bro. I'm like,
I'm
Jesus.
sorry, it was so good. Holy shit.
So is the tattoo good or is it bad?
I mean, what's the consensus? Madison,
Well,
you
man,
like the
according to
tattoo?
Dave, if you're Jewish, it's bad.
It's bad.
Any tattoo, if you're Jewish, is bad, by the way. What is it? It's bad, Madison?
I think it's bad.
Okay, Nick? It doesn't look good. So basically, the entire room here, except for anybody who supports all his wacky shit, actually doesn't like the tattoo. So, Aaron, you failed. You could have gotten anything. Could have got a Green Bay tattoo. You could have gotten a whatchamacallit, a 3-time MVP tattoo. That would have been cool. I would have been like, oh, wow, what a boss.
That would have played
Is
out
he
well. in the
three-time
media.
Oh no, but this will. This definitely will. What was that, Rob?
Is he a 3-time MVP?
2 at least.
Maybe he's just got it himself, like a picture of himself
He-
tattooed.
That is
Or Roger Goodell.
1,000%. He should have got the Pablo Escobar Medellin tattoo that Billy Walsh got. See, my entourage guys will love that one. But anyway,
It's been a show.
it has been a show, guys. Check out what's Kyle saying? Make sure you guys check out Chris's new podcast right after the call. Cleats is live. He's gonna break down each image and part of the tattoo today. That's funny. I love it. Anyway, that was a show. I forgot all about the tattoo. See how forgettable it was, and then you're like, and then Rob was like, wait a
Dave,
minute.
nice fucking try. See how forgettable it was.
I was calling it a show
See
after we
how
were done with the
forgettable it was.
quarterbacks.
I didn't. We did it right, and I said like 4 words the entire 20-minute segment. You went off on Aaron Rodgers' tattoo, and we're sitting here
I just
talking
think
like
it's hilarious.
I'm the one that wanted to talk about
Thank
it.
God, but thank God, it's this the big story around Aaron Rodgers right now is a tattoo, and not if he'll hold out or go swimming in a waterfall or some shit
And-
instead of going to OTAs. That's a good thing.
Maybe that's
Fair
what made him
point.
get the tattoo.
Fair
at the
point.
waterfall.
I would
Aaron
much
Rodgers'
rather hear about
tattoo-
tattoos than him
Aaron
holding
Rodgers'
out.
tattoo is a bigger story than Baker Mayfield getting cut in 3 weeks, because that's what's going to happen. That's my prediction. I think
And
Baker
with
gets
that-
cut.
It's saying that the meaning behind the seeing eye is that he wants his entire 150 million contract paid out in $1 bills.
Who said that?
It's on CBS NFL.
It's on the
See
Google.
what I mean? That's what CBS is putting out right now. CBS wrote an article
CBS
about
saying,
that.
"I want my shit in small bills, bitch."
They're
About
And that
something
making
that's
eye.
already
every
thought
piece
of in a
now.
room.
Oh my
We
god!
were right. The Sagittarius zodiac sign. That's what that is. So it's not meth.
It's not meth. All right.
FYI,
well,
not meth, guys.
Yo,
thank God.
I'm not sure if he's explaining like my current mood or if
Oh,
he's
him,
trying to name my
Kyle.
podcast.
That's a good podcast name, bro.
That is a great.
That should be a segment.
Fuck you, Kyle.
That should be a
Anyway,
segment on the show.
as the speakers are blown out of everybody's phone and
man.
or device, it has
No,
been
we
a
have,
show.
we have
A thing,
A
a
noise
reducer.
noise gate.
Oh, okay.
We
So we can
should.
just scream.
We just tested it.
Yeah, we. I'm just gonna say that the fucking
Testing out the
roadcaster
new
was like,
noise
hold
gate.
on, I'm sweating. All right, I'm out of here. We're out of here. For Sturch, Gooch, Rob, Madison, Nick. This has been another episode of the Chop Sports Daily. We hope you enjoyed this one. We'll be back here tomorrow to break down more tattoo news out of the world of Aaron Rodgers.
Yo, Rob, do you have a tattoo guy?
The funny thing is, his name is Cleats.
Cletus or Cleats?
Kyle's coming to the parlay before I end it. I didn't end it yet, Kyle.
Oh,
Go ahead.
wait.
Kyle,
Houston money line, Phillies money line, both early games. Jump on it.
done. I'm
Done and
tapped,
done.
but I'm
Dave,
done.
you gotta
Heaters.
fucking go
Heaters
buy back in.
Plus
Yeah,
102.
I'll buy back in the NFL season, but this is good.
plus 102. Free money.
Free money. All right.
Get your heaters. Let's go.